Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Charles Tulip, and today we are playing Planet Zoo once again. So, on the stream last night, I built this habitat for the spectacled bear, and I noticed one thing that I forgot in this habitat. I forgot to put the signs out here. So, let's start just by doing that. So, this is going to be in the education, and then here we go. And then we have to turn on align to surface. Let's turn off the position snap. Okay, so we can put one sign over on this side, and then I think one over here. Yeah, so that would make sense. And then let's also get the speakers. So I'll put a speaker there and a speaker over here. And then we'll make sure everything has power, and these are all showing for the spectacled bear. And I guess we can play the game here. Whoops, this speaker is floating. So let's go ahead and move that. So it will be down here. And we'll turn on this sign. Okay, there we go. Okay, the signs really give like a finished look to the habitat, I think. They look very nice. So I also raised the height of this fence because I saw in the Zoopedia the spectacled bear needs a climb-proof fence that's over 3 meters, I guess. So, oh, look at that. We have a baby bear already. Oh, let's take a look at it. Wow, that's very cute. I wonder if he will grow up to have the same kind of the spectacles on his face, because right now he does not have that. He's just got a couple brown patches around his eyes. Okay. Maybe we can look at the genetics. It says black fur with pale face markings. And that's probably the same for his mom here. Yeah, it is. One thing I just noticed over here is that this tree is sticking through the fence. So I just want to see if we can move that tree in a little bit, and let's turn off align to surface now. And we can stick it maybe right there. Oh, it's sideways now. Okay. Let's try that one more time. So if we put it in here, I don't want it intersecting the fence, but I think it's okay if it goes inside the house a little bit, because we won't be seeing that. Okay. There's also something sticking out down here, this bush down here. Maybe we can just use the advanced move and drag this over and maybe rotate it a little bit. Yeah, let's see. Okay, it does not look like you can see it on the outside. Okay. Let's check on this notification. Looks like we need to call a keeper over to the llama habitat. And it has been 1 month since the zookeeper has been here. So once again, I think we need to hire a couple more zookeepers to take care of our animals here. Let's just look. Most of them are in the green, efficient workload. So that is good. I'm going to check the rest of the staff. The vendors are always kind of strange with this high workload, low workload thing. It does not seem like the vendors very often have the green efficient workload. Okay, and I did adopt a new cougar to go with our female in here. And let me just check my animal storage because we do not need to keep all of these cougars in here. I think I did try to trade them, but no one picked them up. So I'm just going to release them to the wild now. Okay. Yeah, let's click play again. So what I was thinking for today, what I want to do is to add a few new animals to the zoo. And I want to start right over here with this habitat that I built last night. And I think this would be a good place to put jaguars. I think that would be very cool. I also want to, and let me just check my notes here, but I also want to add the the ocelot for sure, coyotes, maybe raccoons, and then capuchin monkeys. And the capuchin monkeys can have a shared exhibit with the capybara. So I actually done that in another franchise zoo that I have. I have a combined habitat with the capuchin monkeys and the capybara, and I think that is really cute and nice, and I might do that again. So just to fit with the name of the stream, I named it Jaguars, Monkeys, and Bears. Let's start with the jaguars and the capuchin monkeys, I think. Okay. And then one of our javelinas passed away. That's so sad. So I think I have a jaguar in my storage. Let's pull that out. Okay, so I have a melanistic jaguar, and this one's a girl. We can send her to quarantine. And then let's also adopt a male jaguar. So looks like we can get this guy. He's also melanistic, which is pretty cool. And then I guess we should build a jaguar house for them, just to start here. So let's edit this barrier really quickly. So from here to um, maybe this one, let's make it the null barrier. And then actually I'm going to put the wood logs back just for this section with the door. And then we can open the construction tab. Let's find the plaster walls. And I'm going to turn the blueprints off here. Okay. So let's actually spin that around. And then I just want to make sure we can fit one right here. Then I'll probably put one there and we'll just leave a gap where the door is, which we can move the door a little bit. And then maybe we'll do something like this. I think we could even make it a little bit larger. Okay. Let's also put these archways on the front. And then maybe two of the blank walls there and there. And it looks like one of them passed quarantine. Let's just get this, little section fixed up before we move them in here. Okay. So let's go back to edit the barrier. I think we can move this. So it's just like that. And then this one, we can probably do the same thing here and just move. Okay, the panel is too short. What does that mean? Not sure why it's doing that. Maybe if we move this, if we try to redraw it. Oh, this panel is too short. Okay, I see now. So let's get rid of that panel. Yeah, let's actually just redo that. We'll get rid of that panel and then we should be able to move this over. And that looks like it fits perfectly right there. This one, we'll just want to make sure the panel is outside of the walls here. So let's also move that right there. And then these two, I'm going to turn back into wood logs. Let's also move that. Actually, I liked the curve that those pieces had there. Oh, right. I just want to move this corner. Okay. Okay, so that looks all right. Let's go ahead and use our color picker to change the color of this house. And I think a green might be nice. Maybe the light green. I think this green matches this information counter over here. So now I'm kind of thinking teal. Um, I don't know. Let me zoom out a little bit more just to see what's around here. Okay, I feel like we did the light blue for the monkey house. We could go with red again. That might be kind of cool. Probably not orange. Green. I feel like there's a lot of green around here. The teal is all right. Let's see the pink. Um, that's it's a little bit too purple for me, I think. We might use that somewhere else, but I think for now I'd rather go with the red, and I kind of like this bright red. Okay, so not the color I was expecting to pick, but I think it looks nice with what's around here. And let's just see, actually, the anteater's house is red also, but this is a very dark red, almost a brown. This red is a little bit more orangey almost. Okay, let's go ahead and build another level to this. I want to use the half wall. So let's put that there, and let's also make this red. And then, here we go. We'll duplicate that. That way we can build this around here. Okay. Okay, and maybe I will just exit once again. I will go back into edit barrier because I think this piece should be covering right there. And it's intersecting with the wall a little strangely, so I'm just going to drag that fence post back. Okay. So that looks all right. So I've never really tried to build the habitat door into the animal's house before. I really have not spent that much time building houses for the animals either until I got to this zoo. But I did this for the llama house, actually. So the llama house has the habitat door right there in it. And that is how the keepers enter the habitat, is through the house. So I thought that worked pretty well over there, and I think it's going to work over here too. Um, fix multiple habitat gates. What does that mean? Oh, you know what? We forgot to reattach it on this side. Yeah, so we need to actually make sure that's connected. Now it should be ready for them. So we'll call this Jaguars. Oops. Okay, hold on a second. Got rid of this barrier. Okay. Now before I put the roof on, I'm going to put their food and water inside of this house. So let's choose Jaguar, and then I like this water pipe. So let's put that there, and then probably the large food tray. And then I also want to get some of the leaves, the bedding in here. And maybe we'll do a few of these smaller leaves. Okay. Okay, let's go back to edit this once again and pick out a roof. So I was kind of thinking a gray roof actually. There is this asphalt roof. Um, there's also this clay tiled roof. I might use that. And then, okay, I was just looking at this piece because that is also useful as like a tower top. That's more of the New World style. Um, metal clad roof we probably won't use. Metal plank roof. There is let's see what else. Okay, there's this one, the slate roof. So this looks pretty nice as well. This it looks a little bit nicer, I think, than the clay tiled roof. Just because this other one, and I'll pull it out again, but this other one is so gray. It's very gray. And I feel like these kind of clay tiles are normally red to orange. I've never seen gray tiles shaped like this. So I would rather use the slate roof here. And maybe we will go with this deeper option, the 2-meter roof. Let's go ahead and spin that around. And then we can use this double pitch to put on the top. And why does it look like there's a seam right there? Okay. Uh, grid height. Maybe we need to change the grid height. Okay. Well, that's a little strange. I'm not sure why I had to change the grid height to make that look nice. Anyways, let's put the side walls on. And maybe we should think about a couple windows or some other kind of decoration. Okay. Now I want the grid to be on the 4 meter grid again. Okay. Yeah. I don't know how many times I'm gonna have to click this now. Let's just copy those two pieces. Get rid of that piece. That looks pretty cute. I just want to see if the slate roof has this, the eave. And we probably need the 2 meter eave because I think this will finish it off more nicely. We'll put this on the other side. Oops. Oops, I did it again. Okay. And then let's also get our triangle pieces. So we'll go back to plaster. Whoops. Okay. There we go. And let's get this guy. Okay. It seems like if I place one thing off of the grid, then everything now becomes off the grid. I'm just going to copy these pieces. Here we go. And we'll put them on the other side. Um, I want to do something above the door here. I think this will look weird. But I was thinking if I just create like a rectangular window, that doesn't look right. Okay. Um, let's see. Let's see how this one looks. Okay, now for some reason this is too high. That's really strange. Okay. I'm just gonna put those pieces back. Let's get this kind of decorative arch and we'll choose align to surface to get this on here. Let's go ahead and move it over and then duplicate it. Okay, and then I'm gonna choose both of these because I think these should be red. I like the dark red. And then let's also, maybe we'll do green for this inside one. That looks a little bit candy cane. Looks a little bit Christmas. Okay, I kinda like the teal. Let's just see what other options. Maybe I will actually make this first color in here a light pink. It's hard to see in the shade here. Let's try the light red. Okay, I like that. I'm gonna put this back to teal. Probably, let's just go with one color darker. Okay, that's pretty cute. That is pretty cute. I like it. Okay, so let's go ahead and move the Jaguars into here. No path to destination. That's not good. Uh, okay. It looks like the habitat is here, you know? Uh, I'm gonna try again. No path. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is actually delete this door and we'll just put it back where it was. I like to put the tiny bit of staff path, right, staff path right there in front of the door. I guess there's really no point in doing that, but it just differentiates. Okay, I don't know what's going on. This the construction materials should not be blocking the door. I did the same thing. I did the same thing as this with the llama house, so that one worked. But I'm pretty sure the people in this game can walk straight through the construction materials anyways. Okay. I think this may have been the problem. I had the game on pause. Let's try it again. There we go. Okay, that was the issue. I don't know why it does that. If you change the habitat while the game's paused, sometimes that happens. So let's go ahead and get the Jaguars in here. And I just want to see the view through this window because most of this is looking at the side of the house. So I might go ahead and put the wood logs right there and then move over and have the steel mesh on this window. That makes a little bit more sense. Let's go ahead and see if any of the climbing structures will fit in here. I do like using this one for the big cats. We've also got this. Maybe I'll put this guy in here. We haven't used this one yet. Yeah, I'm just gonna sink it into the ground a little bit. It's very tall. Okay. We can also start placing some of the toys. SJP Media says, "Hey, hi SJP Media, how are you?" Here is the first Jaguar coming to explore its habitat. Let's check they cannot escape. Okay, that's not good. They can get on top of this house. Okay. So, oh yeah, and he just jumped up there. Uh, okay, there's a jaguar on top of the house. Um, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move this guy before he escapes. Put him back down there. And then we need to, okay, many guests think tickets are underpriced. We need to move this so that they can't get onto their house. So maybe if we actually swing this around, let's see the traversable area now. Okay, that looks a lot better. Okay, I just got a couple notifications over here. This cougar is stressed again. I might need to put the do not disturb signs out here. Okay, we need a zookeeper over to the llama's habitat. And let's check. It's been 0 months since they've been there. Let's go ahead and increase the ticket prices. We can put this up to 18 and that to 12. And maybe I'm going to put that up to 14. And then I also got a notification, no ATMs. So that is something I forgot about. Yeah, I usually wait until I get that notification actually to start placing ATMs. So let's just figure out where these might work. We could probably put, let me just see. I kind of have trash cans everywhere. Maybe they would work better in this main plaza. Yeah, I think they're going right over here. I do want to change the colors on the ATM to match the donation bin. So let's change the green here to the teal. And then the light blue. I think that's actually the color of the screen. But we can make that light green instead. And then maybe I want to change the kind of gray. The green looks a little bit strange. I think we'll go with this lightest teal color. Okay, and I always put 2 ATMs, just like that. Let's get another couple back here. I'm just seeing where these might look good. Possibly right over here. And then we will get two more in this plaza. So let's go ahead and put these over here maybe. Yeah, I think that makes sense. And I just want to move these over slightly. Like that. Okay. Okay, now our zoo has ATMs. Okay, so I do want to place some toys in here for the Jaguars. The block of frozen fish, the block of ice, the cardboard box, the fire hose ball, the pumpkin can go over here. And then I'll put this pinata zebra in here. This guy. And we can fit this two back here. And the scratching post we'll put back here. And then probably a sprinkler. So let's actually get two sprinklers like that. Okay, it looks like we completed this challenge here. We have 1,500 guests in the zoo. So that's cool. And actually there are 1,600 guests in the zoo right now. Okay. I also want to check the Jaguars space requirements. Oh, so they need a swimming area. Okay. Uh, that's gonna be tough. I did not realize they needed a swimming area. I'm gonna try to fit one back here. So I'm just actually gonna move, and here comes my cat. Okay. Um, let's go ahead and move this over here. And the zebra. We'll go over there. And this thing. Okay. Let's go ahead and get rid of the sprinkler. And then I'll go into terrain. And let's try to create just the size that they need. So it'll probably be, that looks a little bit deep, but that looks like a good size, I think. Maybe just a bit bigger. Okay. I just don't want to make this very big because we were a little tight on their general habitat area already. So let's put some water in here. And then hopefully they can get into that. Let's see. Okay, so that only counted for 571 square feet of swimming area. Let's check out the traversable area map. Okay, that looks good actually. I guess we need to make this slightly bigger. I don't think I'm going to be able to get closer to the wall. Maybe I need to remove the water here. Let's see. Okay, it did let me get a little bit closer to the wall, I guess. Let's go ahead and smooth that out. And let's see if that's any bigger. Okay, here he comes again. I'm sorry, it's probably awkward that I pull the computer closer to me every time he walks past, but it's better than him stepping on the keyboard. Okay, let's see when it will recalculate this. Now they cannot get into their swimming area at all. Uh, okay. I don't know what happened. It was fine before. I'm just gonna undo as much as I can. I don't know, that is pretty close for their swimming area. It's only 30 square feet under. We could try, this is what I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to just make this deeper actually, because I think sometimes that increases their swimming area if the pond is pretty deep. Okay, let's also smooth that out so it looks a little more natural. And then we'll put the water back in here.